What's up, guys? Shea Bell, BB Sports here, and I'm going to take you through a little soft tissue activation and warm-up that I do daily with myself. I'm super sore today, so I'm going to take my time with it, and I thought, what better way to show you guys my soft tissue routine when I'm going through the full thing. So I'm going to take you through, and I always start ground up. So I start with my feet, making sure those are loose and all the muscles down there aren't pulling. And shout out to Chirp. So I just was lucky enough to partner with them. I was searching the web trying to find ways to better my soft tissue routine. Used to do it some redneck ways, and I found Chirp, shot them an email, and they're like, yeah, we love what you do, and we love that you help out so many young athletes, and we'd love to partner with you. So they sent me all this stuff, and I've been using it for a while, and I love it. So just rolling out my feet here, and then we're gonna get into my calves, my tibialis anteriors, my quads, and my hamstrings, and kind of the inside, outside parts of my thighs as well. So hope you guys enjoy. All right, so now I'm getting to my calves here. So this is the Chirp RPM, and I don't want to sound like an infomercial for you guys, but I freaking love it. It really does roll out my calves so well. It's kind of a forgotten area of our body. With baseball, softball athletes, golf, rotational athletes, we're torquing through our feet a lot, through our bottom half of our leg a lot. You're trying to rotate while holding your ground anchor, and it puts a lot of stress on our tibialis anterior here and our calves. So this is money. This has been a game changer for alleviating some of that pain and tightness that I get down in the lower half of my body, especially below the knees, because then it starts to translate up into here. Our body's so connected. It's if you have proximal pain, a lot of times it's a distal connection that's going to cause it. So what that means is, if I have pain in, say, my lower back, then a lot of times it's coming from, say, my hamstring or my traps, because your traps go all the way down into your lower back right here and connect, okay? And with baseball, softball athletes that are throwing a lot, you're gonna get tightness in between your scaps and your traps a lot, so it's gonna pull on that lower back. Same thing goes with your hamstrings and your quads and your hip muscles. They all connect around that hip, and they're all kind of intermingled to where it could cause pain in your lower back. So making sure you take care of kind of all parts of your body can alleviate pain in your lower back there, okay? So if I was to go and do it, go and roll out here, and I alleviate some of the pain in my hamstring, it can cause to relieve some tension in my lower back. So I'm just gonna go through and roll out my hamstrings and my legs here. And then I'm gonna move into my back with some other soft tissue accessories that I have here. But I'm essentially just gonna take this out, roll out my legs here all around, and then I'm gonna move into the next part of my soft tissue exercises. So here we go. So now I'm just gonna roll out my upper thigh muscles here. So the quads, the abductors, the adductors, the groin, the hip flexor, all those muscles, the piriformis there as you go, the glutes, they're all so important to rotational athletes. So make sure you take care of those. All right, so now this is probably my least favorite exercise. So it hurts so good. It's definitely one of the more intensive kind of rollouts and soft tissues here. Our hip flexors are so important. Our hip muscles in general are so important. So rolling those out and making sure we're alleviating tension in those muscles helps us not only recover, but get them activated and loose, so that once I get to my mobility routine, I can maximize my mobility, okay? So what I do is I just take the small wheel, the little XR wheel that Chirp has, and I take these nodes that are on it, and I just kind of dig them into my hip flexor here. So just kind of rolling that area of my body out and making sure that I dig out any of that tension there. This is a big lower back problem area, okay? So it can cause you a lot of lower back pain, and kind of alleviating that tension there and making sure that I don't start to experience that sciatic nerve kind of firing. You don't want that. If you want to have that firing, you're going to be out for a while. So you want to make sure we're alleviating that tension there. And when I do this, I know I'm tight because I can feel it all the way down into my tibialis anterior. And that's what a lot of you guys don't understand, and a lot of people don't understand, is that it's our muscles are so long, our ligaments are so long, our tendons are so long. And what I mean by that is the chain of it all, right? So I could have tightness in my hip, and when I do this, I can feel it in my tibialis anterior. So I know that entire chain of muscles is pretty tight, and I got to make sure I focus on that today in my mobility routine. So, and making sure that I'm alleviating that tension here can help me with that as well. So I just roll that out here with this small XR wheel, and then I get into probably my favorite one. So let's go ahead and head over to do that, guys. All right, guys, this is probably my favorite one here. Rotational athletes, as you know, your lower back gets so tight, and it's a lot of times caused from distal areas, but making sure we roll out that area so it's loose and we can work on it is huge. So I'm not a big fan of foam rollers, especially because it puts tension on your spine. You don't want to mess with your nerves, guys. So I like the U channel here. It doesn't touch my spine. And I like the little nodes here on the ball that really dig into my back muscles. So what I do here for this is, and I used to use like tennis balls, so it got the job done, but it really wasn't the best. My shirt got stuck and all sorts of stuff that kind of wasn't the best with it. But now I just do this and roll out my back really as I go, and I just kind of start. I find like a problem area, an area that's a little maybe tighter than the rest, and I'll sit there for just a second, maybe let my head go back. But a lot of people don't know there's so many small muscles right along the spine, and one big one is the multifidus muscle that runs all along your spine. It's huge in rotation, and making sure it's right along the spine. So it just latches onto the spine when we work it too much, or it's trying to recover or anything like that. So relieving that tension of that muscle helps loosen all the other muscles around it, and it frees our back up so that we can stretch it out as we go. And then as pitchers know and throwers know, getting in between your scaps is huge. Getting that soft tissue back there is huge in kind of alleviating some arm pain from throwing and making sure you stay healthy. So I love these because they can get in between my scaps and not touch it. And for our throwers, you know, your traps get sore, your rhomboids get sore. Those are huge muscles in the throwing motion. So just making sure those are loose and reset are huge. So I roll out the spine, and then I start to use it for my mobility here to start a little bit too. So what I do with it is, once I'm rolled out enough and kind of feel loose, I'll start to set my butt on the ground and go into some T-spine mobility here. So it's kind of my first kind of stretch into it. I'm gonna let those nodes help me out and loosen up that back and that T-spine. Rotational athletes, you know what I'm talking about, okay? You have to make sure this is loose. So that's my soft tissue work there, guys. I love it. So I'm so happy I found Chirp, and if you guys have seen some of my posts in the past, I advocate against crappy products all the time, trying to save people their money on what they're doing. So I'm so happy to partner with a company that I truly believe in, like Chirp. These products help me day in and day out to alleviate pain, recover from workouts, and just keep me training, keep me healthy as I go. So if you guys like them, guys, it helps me out too. So I get 10% of every sale that you guys put through. So, and I promise you won't regret it. That's for sure. I think my main products that I use are right here. So I got a couple other wheels that I use, but these are mine that I love the most and use daily. So go ahead and check out our bio, guys. And if you enjoyed kind of this video, go get yourself some Chirp, and I promise you won't regret it.